Welcome to the Friday vlog.
Welcome to the Friday vlog.
And Angus and I were just having a cuddle, talking about what we wanted to talk about for the vlog. And it became apparent how important cuddles are. So we thought we would talk about that.
Well, I actually demanded a cuddle because Mondays traditionally now has become our social media day. And
I just want to clarify, you're talking about the podcast, which I don't know that a podcast is social media.
well, there's all sorts of social media elements to the podcast, promotional elements.
Well, I just want to clarify, we recorded a podcast today.
We recorded a podcast, so, well, that's doing something in a social media vein, isn't it?
No, I don't think podcasts are social media.
They're not.
I don't think so.
Oh,
Like
okay.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, that's social media.
Okay, all right. Okay, so a content day.
Okay.
Traditionally, Monday is a content day.
Yes.
And there are social media elements to that content day.
There's no social media elements.
Well, there will be when we do the vlog, which we haven't done
Yes.
yet, which we're doing now, actually.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so it's difficult for me to segue from our content portion of the day
Yes.
into our social media content portion of the day.
Okay.
So it's all content.
Yes.
Anyway,
You needed a break.
I needed a break. You'd be quite happy to just go on to the next thing. I needed to have a little bit of a repose, but I could feel my state of mind starting to go south.
Mm-hmm.
And I was starting to feel a little bit overwhelmed. And then I thought that it would be really grounding for me to have a cuddle. It would be really helpful for me to have a cuddle, because usually that helps my state of mind. Some people like to go and meditate. Some people like to go to walk the dog. I think having a cuddle is probably one of the best things that I can do to get settled. So this is my sort of cuddle therapy.
Well, I enjoy cuddle too, although we do have different preferences in terms of whether there's conversation or not during a cuddle.
Yeah, conversational cuddling is not really, it's a poor form of cuddling. I'm more into the non-verbal cuddling. I don't mind there being a portion of conversation in my cuddling, but there needs to be significant non-verbal cuddling.
For it to be relaxing.
Often I feel like the cuddling has been hijacked by your need to have a conversation, which feels like that defeats the whole object.
I hear you. And so Angus had to warm up my lips in order to stop the conversation.
I thought that was quite a good ruse.
It was very creative.
It was very creative. It did shut you up as well.
And then the other thing about cuddling is it's often something that both partners tend to enjoy, because there can be differences in sex drive where one partner may have a higher sex drive, one partner may have a lower sex drive, and where cuddling becomes the middle ground.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, there are fringe benefits to cuddling, like sex, potentially. I think in this situation, to be honest, what came into my mind was I was speaking with someone yesterday, and I was having a session with them just after they'd completed an equine therapy session,
Mm-hmm.
and they talked about how grounding it was, and how helpful it was in terms of their state of mind. So I thought, well, what would be the equivalent for me to lie on a horse?
So I'm the horse.
I thought if I lie on top of you for 10 minutes, that might be quite grounding.
They were lying on a horse?
That was part of their experience.
What did they do? They lay on top of a horse?
You would lie on top of a horse. This is just, I think, how people generally conduct themselves in equine therapy.
I've done equine therapy and I never lay on a horse.
Well, you're obviously not doing very advanced equine therapy.
Yeah, that's pretty high level.
Yeah, no, this is high level shit. That's why.
I've never lay on a horse in equine therapy.
Well, that's the point of surrender, that they're so comfortable with you as a human being. They let you lie on top of them.
I was lucky to have the horse come over to me.
That's as far as you got.
I can't remember. The horse did lie down, but I didn't lie on top of the horse.
All right. Well, you obviously not.
I stroked the horse.
Okay.
Or pet stroke, whatever that's called.
Well, I guess you could do either. I don't think people refer to their horses as pets.
Yeah.
Maybe some people do.
So I'm the horse in this experiment?
Well, no, that sounds terrible, but you are very grounding for me. Cuddling is very grounding. I mean, it's all about connection. Equine therapy is obviously all about connection and surrender and creating a relationship. So for me to have this experience with you, the experience of cuddling, I am really settling down, but I'm also connecting with you. And if we're going to do a vlog together, it would probably be important that we connect at a deeper level than maybe I was 20 minutes ago.
Deeper level than grumbling.
When I was feeling pretty disconnected. So this for me would be how I would ground myself and get to a place of better connection. I always get to a place of better connection. I think obviously most people do when they cuddle, get to a place of better connection. And sometimes that better connection can lead to other things like sex. Well, I'm not suggesting that we're going to do that now.
We have an interview, so we're not doing that now.
Right.
But cuddling is sort of the next level after a hug, wouldn't you say? Hug is sort of brief cuddle, but this is more of a...
Well, hugging is a part of a cuddle.
Yeah. But a hug could be a brief connection, whereas a cuddle, there's a more in-depth connection that gets created.
Cuddling is, I guess, more high-level hugging. And there are more fringe benefits involved in cuddling, but particularly within the fringe benefit of connection. That's ultimately where we settle. I think it's reassuring to come into close proximity with another human being, feel vulnerable, feel held, feel comfortable. And I think, and there's something very reassuring and stabilizing around that.
I was going to try and make a horse sound. What kind of noise do they make?
Well, I'm really not going to do that. They go whinny, whinny.
No, there's some kind of... I can't do it.
It's really hard to do that. I can do that. I can kind of do that without thinking.
A horse noise?
No, if I really try to do that thing where you go...
I can't do it.
Something like that.
Is that what they make?
They do make that noise amongst other noises. I don't know what that means, but some people, I see people do it. It's more of a sort of like, it's a sort of exclamation. It's like an exasperate. People make that noise when they're exasperated quite often, I've seen.
Right. But
So I remember trying to sort of replicate that when I saw a football coach do it, and I tried to then do it myself. I'm like, wow, I can't even do that. But I have done that sort of without even thinking about it.
But I don't think horses do that.
They do that.
They do?
Something on that level,
Well,
yeah.
anyway, I was trying to whinny, but I don't know how to whinny.
Yeah, no, I'm not even going to attempt that.
But anyway, we are modeling connection and cuddling and encouraging you to try some out this weekend.
Yeah, and that puts us into a good feeling. And the whole idea for me was that we would then go and do the vlog, but now we've done the vlog anyway. So I killed two birds with one stone in a very acceptable way.
Is this your most enjoyable vlog yet?
It has been one of my more enjoyable vlogs, yeah, for sure.
Well, in that case, it's highly recommended.
Highly recommended, and also now in a really good place to do this interview.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy your weekend. We hope you have lots of hugging and connection time.
Enjoy your weekend.
Take care.
Bye.